What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and it's T-minus 6 days before we have to leave to head on over to Tennessee for the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. Are we going to be able to finish everything we have to as far as installing it on the rigs? Stay tuned. So we're prepping the two-door JK for Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, and I needed lights. And of course, we're installing Novsite lights. So these are brand new, just hit the market. Check these out. We have the Novsight Halo SE lights. These are the 6-inch pods and these are the 3-inch pods. And we're using an Arctic bracket, and these are just mocked up. We wanted to make sure that it looked good, visibility, and check that out. It's beautiful. So the SE is known for the red halo light, and then obviously your white. Boom. It comes with the switch remote, and so obviously power, red, and white. So now that we know that I like the placement, I like the location, and they're super bright, now it's time to actually hardwire them in and route them to our switch panel. I love the list of accessories. I love all the information that Novsite includes in each and every single package. You can see the voltage, color, temperature, lamp material, length, so on and so forth. This is for the 6-inch pods. What comes in the box, the beam pattern, the combo beam. I mean, this is next level. So the mock-up was successful. I liked where it is. So now Marlon, I was going to say we, but it's really Marlon that is running the wires.
I always say we.
I'm here for moral support and also for filming. So Marlon has to run these wires, and look at what he's using. This is my shifter cable from my Atlas that I burnt through, and so he's taping it. Show us how it's done, babe.
Yeah, I need something solid so I can send it to the other side.
This is some Cuban ingenuity.
Nah, anyone can do this.
I think most people would just remove the panel.
No, to remove the panel you need to take some other whatever. It doesn't matter.
All right, Marlon has made headway. He's installed the two 6-inch and the two 6-inch and the two 3-inch, right? 6-inch on the top, 3-inch on the bottom. And he has managed to get all 3 settings programmed on my switchwork. So let's see it happen. All right, babe, moment of truth.
So this is going to be the white halo.
Very nice. That's both sides. Yep.
Okay, this is going to be the red halo.
Yep. Ooh, that's my favorite, but obviously not for street use.
Okay, this is going to be the upper lights.
Very bright.
And the bottom lights.
Nice. And so,
and of course, you can.
And then both.
Yeah.
Guys, we are T-minus 6 days away for leaving to head over to Tennessee for Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, and the list of things that we have to install on literally 2 Jeeps and the truck is immense. Yesterday, Marlon knocked out installing 2 sets of pods, 2 6-inch Novsite Halo SEs, and then 2 3-inch of the same. On top of that, he went ahead and wired up 4 rock lights on the JK, and so now we are changing out my winch. And the first question that y'all are going to be like, oh, Luna, what are you changing up to? So it's obviously still Super Winch, but they came out with their brand new Midnight Edition, and it is completely black. So I want to kind of segue away from what we're doing. We just got off of a Zoom call that honestly, I don't even know how much I can say. There is an NDA involved, but well, there's 2 NDAs, and from 2 different companies, we should say. Let's just say it involves another Jeep. And I think I could get away with saying that. We are going to be able to talk about it at Smoky Mountain or literally the day after Smoky Mountain. So when we go to Windrock to wheel after Smoky Mountain. So honestly, seriously, stay tuned because that is going to be just life-changing, just out of this world, different. We're super humbled and honored and all the good things. But guys, winch is in. We used obviously everything as far as the electrical that was already installed in the Jeep. We just left, and Marlon just kind of swapped from the gray, the normal, to the Midnight Black Edition. What do you guys think? So you know what they say, out with the old, in with the new. It is exactly the same. It's the same RPM tie rod, aluminum, and the Heims, but the RPM logo, the engraving is shifted. I was kind of bummed out that the clamp, the PSC clamp covers the original engraving, so we are refreshing everything, and the clamp's gonna live here, and I can still have that awesome logo. I'm actually gonna color it in, spray paint it, and then wipe it, like Marlon did on the JKU, and it actually looks really cool. Not sure how long it's gonna last, but it's been probably 3 or 4 months, and the JKUs is still fine. This is what I mean. So Marlon used spray painted this little bit here with the Seymour paint and then wiped off the excess, but you could see it stays really, really, really good. It's been banged up a little bit by the rocks, but overall, for about 6 months, looks good.
Today we're going to be taking the Blue Eddy Elite 200 on a camping trip. Let's see what we can get into.
So right now I'm going to set up the Starlink, guys, because this is one of the reasons why we carry this stuff. And it makes it so convenient. Just that simple. Basically, you can be in the middle of nowhere like I'm in this canyon right here, and you can have internet service, cook food, make whatever you want, charge your phone, charge your laptop, and look where we are right now, guys. In the middle of nowhere, in a canyon. Plus, if you add the Blue Eddy 200 watt solar panel, it's going to allow you to be in the wild for even more days. Look at this setup, guys, and look at the view. You can enjoy this view for an extended period of time, only if you have something like this. In the box, it brings the solar cable so you can plug it to a solar panel. And it also brings the 110 wall outlet, so you can just plug it into any regular wall outlet.
Pro tip, before you guys are actually off grid and you take your brand new power station, it is important to kind of give it like a test drive, right, at your home with the appliances that you're trying to use when you're off grid. So that's what we're doing here. We have our laptop, our coffee maker plugged in, as well as charging our lamp, our phone, and this is a little overboard, but our Instapot, our pressure cooker. So we're making some rice right now. It's on currently. This is on. Obviously the laptop is charging, and the AC output is about 1250, give or take. It kind of fluctuates just depending on what's going on device wise, but you guys can see that it is sustaining all of these devices at the same time using DC, AC, all of the different functions. You guys can see it's very easy to read with the LED display. Some more additional, this is for solar panels, another 12 volts, so anything that can plug into a cigarette lighter. With all the appliances that we have going on, it is drawing at about, you saw like 1250, fluctuating between 1250 and 1230, but there is a maximum draw of 2600. And obviously with all of this, you can see that we're far away from that. So this is definitely a big boy. Being from Florida, we're super used to during hurricanes, the power being completely shut off for several days. And so this isn't only for off-grid overlanding and camping, guys. You can use this in your home. God forbid your electric goes out, your power goes out, you don't have a backup gas generator, or you're just trying not to deal with all the noise and the fumes. This is a fantastic alternative to have in the case of an emergency as well in your home. As you guys can see, whether you're at home and you need use for electronics in the case of an emergency or a power outage, or you're off-grid as far as off-roading or overlanding, the Blue Eddy Elite 200 is your go-to. Guys, if you want to get your very own, make sure you check out the links in the description below. Use our product code for a discount and let us know what you think. So the reason with the tie rod that we're changing it is obviously I told you guys about the logo, but not only that, right? Because the logo, not so much of a big deal, but I have had Death Wobble for what seems to be about a year. And yes, I know that's a long time, but these are not our daily drivers. It's been about a year, but I've been off-roading, 40 or 30 times since then, so I really don't remember I have Death Wobble until I get in it and I drive the Jeep at about 40 miles an hour to the park and then I get it. That being said, we're trying to chase it down. We're changing out the Heim joints. So these are brand new, fresh Heims. Hopefully, I mean, it might be the ball joints. It might be a wheel hub. Obviously, with spacers, there's a lot more pressure and tension, I'd say, on all the components. So everything does get worn out a little faster than normal. So we'll just kind of see. We took it to Kevin and Brittany's house and we put it up on their lift. And Marlon and Kevin took a look at it and just kind of said that the bushings definitely need to be freshened up. There's a little bit of play in them, but nothing too crazy. So we're kind of trying to just hunt it down. This is my first experience with Death Wobble, and I can tell you that it's one of those things of what came first, the chicken or the egg. There's so many components, and obviously this has not been aligned in a century and a half, so it could be the alignment. These have not been balanced. There's no weights. There's no beads inside of them, which has never been an issue for us. We've never balanced. We've never rotated tires. We've never really been too focused on the alignment, like putting it on an actual alignment rack. But here we are. So this morning started with us taking the two-door Jeep back to the tuner. It's Spankin' Time Motorsports here in town. So if you guys are needing any help with tuning issues or muscle cars, American muscle cars, Adam over there at Spankin' Time is fantastic. That being said, I was under the impression that my Jeep was performing kind of weird, basically in 4 low in the dunes. I couldn't get out of my own way, but this was after a while. Like if I was heading to the top of the world here in Sand Hollow, or if I was going all the way out to the maze, it felt like it wouldn't go over 4,000 RPMs when I was in 4 low in first. I would have to go to manual and shift through it. So he's like, absolutely, bring it in. Let's see what's going on. So we hooked it up using the HP Tuners module in the OBD2 sensor port, right? And he has his laptop. He was reading everything as tuners do and basically told me that it was a temperature thing. So I did know that I do run hot as far as the transmission goes. The engine, I mean, I have an aftermarket radiator, larger radiator. When we did the Hemi swap, we went ahead and put a Mishimoto larger radiator in it, and it's been great. Temperature wise, I've never really like overheated, but the transmission is definitely a separate issue. In 4 high or in 4 low, running through the dunes or driving for 20-30 minutes in the sand was definitely taking a toll on my transmission and was definitely creeping up there temperature wise. So Adam said, you know, this is a must. You need a transmission cooler. Well, lo and behold, we had ordered one from Mishimoto months ago, just never got around to installing it because it's more of a universal fit, not exactly plug and play. And that's something that Marlon's never done, right? So he was kind of apprehensive about it. We spoke to Logan out at Roadrunner here in town, or Leverkin. He's the guy in the shop that works on our truck and our Jeeps and our trailers. And he was like, you guys got this. But of course, if you have any questions, call me. So that's another thing that I added onto the list this morning. Poor Marlon, he thought he was done with my Jeep because all the lights are done. And I was like, babe, we got to get a handle on this cooling thing. So yeah. So funny enough, we had already messed with the front end when we were installing the new black Midnight Edition winch. Look at that. It's beautiful. But in order, this is the transmission cooler, right? So it's universal fit. You have to figure out where to put it. And since I have a Hemi, there is not a lot of room in here. And I already have another radiator, that larger Mishimoto radiator. So it's definitely takes up some real estate. So we were underneath the Jeep trying to figure out where can we put it. And Marlon was like, let's remove the grill and see what we're dealing with. And so these 2 brackets here come with the kit, but they did come at like a 90-degree angle. He went ahead and used the vise and kind of created a different angle just to be able to attach it here to the frame, I guess. Yeah, maybe. But he did have to cut a little bit here. If you see here, this was cut and this was cut so that this could mount right up to it. And guys, we already test fit it. We put the grill back and it's going to fit. So that's the first part, right? Fitment. Second off is this universal kit does not come with hoses. So you do have to like get your hoses, get your clamps. And so we ran out to Hoses and More. That's Ronnie, the owner of Hoses and More. He is such a sweet guy. If you guys need any kind of hydraulic lines or any type of lines, he is your guy. Make sure you check them out. He's so knowledgeable and honestly is down to answer any questions that you have about hoses. So Hoses and More. I'll put his information in the description below. It's a fantastic contact to have if you are in town, Wheeling, Sand Hollow, and something happens. You blow a PSC line, he is your go-to. So Marlon went ahead and bought, this is probably way longer than we need, but you want to make sure that you buy enough and then cut it to what you need. So I'll link it in the description below exactly which universal cooler we use for Mishimoto, but it is a heavy duty one made for cars that have a supercharger. So it is the real deal. And this thing, we set it up to a battery to see how much it actually pushed or pulled. And it was crazy. It was intense. If you guys have not looked into the can cut drill bits, they have so many different kinds and it comes in an awesome case, a carrying case. These are, honestly, I did not realize how much use we were going to get out of them, but it has been such a game changer. Yep. So small business, family owned, American, of course, and they were just fantastic people. We got to officially meet them out at Jeep Beach, and honestly, we're so happy to be now using their products. So if you guys are looking for drill bits that are actually gonna last and you wanna support a local, or I'd say a United States small business that is invested in off-road, check them out. As far as fitment goes, it's in. Now to route the actual lines. I don't think you got enough line. It's currently 9:18 p.m. You can see it's dark, and we brought the two-door JK out of the garage, and now it is the JL's turn. So we have the new Midnight Super Winch SX 12,000-pound winch installed now in the JL, and then we have a couple things, and by we I mean Marlon. And so we have Novsight pod lights going on. We have 6-inch, a set of 6-inch, and a set of 3-inch, and we're just figuring out where Marlon wants the lights to go. We have been in this garage 9, so 12.
We live here now.
12 plus 2, so literally, what? Say 14 hours, give or take a 2-hour break, 12 hours. I'd say we have been working, filming, mostly wrenching, lifting for 12 hours, and tomorrow is going to be another long day. Another day and more work. So now it's the JL's turn. Let's see what Marlon has accomplished in the last 10 hours. He's been in here since 8 o'clock in the morning, and and by we I mean him, has made a lot of progress. Let's start with a little bit of the obvious. Look at those Novsight 6-inch Halo Pros. Damn, babe.
Yeah, look.
Ooh.
Of course, this is just a cover. You can remove the cover and it's going to be white.
I love that.
Yep.
Super simple and easy. Super Winch Midnight Black, Midnight Edition. Heck yeah. And obviously, to make both of those work, you need something beautiful. We got the switch works in the JL now. Ignore the windshield. That's seen better days. So what do you have left? The 3-inch pods?
Yeah, but I'm going to do something different versus the other Jeeps.
So he has to install these, and honestly, I told him that they would look dope right here.
Nope.
Where are you putting it?
This is going right here.
Oh, on the knuckle.
Yep. That's going to look super sick there.
All right, so we have the light on the bracket on the knuckle, and Marlon did some NASA stuff right there with the bracket that it came with and the stock bolt, right? Or not the stock bolt, but the bolt from the high steer.
Yeah.
Or the knuckles, I should say. All right, now it's test fitted. Hopefully he needs to run that very carefully and long enough that when the Jeep is at full flex, it won't rip anything out. I have faith in you, I think. So the passenger side is actually obviously different, and Marlon had to do some real NASA stuff. So obviously it looks like this on this side, I would say, with the bolts and the nut versus just the bolts on the other side, the other end of them, I should say. So Marlon had to go find like some kind of washer spacer situation there and then add a nut onto it and make sure that it clears this one and make sure that it clears that one. And he did it. All right, so it is officially wired up. So the cowl panel lights and the pods, both sets of pods, 6-inch and 3-inch, are both connected. All right, babe, show us. Using the handy dandy switch works.
What do you want?
Just whatever.
Okay. White lights.
Oh, those Halo Pros are sick.
Then we have yellow lights.
Amber.
Amber. And look at the bottoms too. They look super sick. But if I want to match that with amber on the side, I have the amber.
Boom.
But if I want just to put the side white with this, boom.
We got options.
We got an option for days. And then let's see the how shiny are they are.
How bright?
Yeah.
Woo. Oh yeah, and it's daytime. That's bright. So actually, we just got this in the mail probably yesterday or the day before. I saw it on the RTech website and ordered it. And obviously they're out of Salt Lake, so it came really fast. Guys, this tray, I didn't realize, well, I mean, I saw it. Marlon didn't believe that he needed it. I saw it online and I said, you know what? Check that out. Not only that, but it's supposed to go like this if you have smaller tires. But that fits a 42. And like they say, there's no rest for the wicked because Marlon is continuing on. What do you got going on now, babe?
Installing the pods.
Not just any pods. We have the SSV. They're 8-inch, no?
Yeah, 8 inches.
So like the exact same ones I have in my Jeep, right?
Yep.
Pods are in and they are looking sick. Not only did Marlon just install the SSV 8-inch wake towers, and guys, if you're wondering more information as far as specs and also where to get it, everything's gonna be in the description of the video, okay? So he has added boom boom, but to make it sound even better, he added a sub or a subwoofer. But what was important is to make sure, because Marlon doesn't really have passengers in the rear of the Jeep too often, but when he does, you want to make sure that obviously the seat is still usable. So he had to literally make sure that wherever he like drilled it into the Jeep, the seat could completely still open up and be in a normal way here. So he did that, Look at, wow, babe, good job. And then not only did the seat have to open and close fine, but the Milwaukee Packout had to be able to be opened as well, and it does. So
Yeah, these have to be able to open and close, because if this was too forward, I wouldn't be able to like open and close the fluid pack out.
well, guys, that's basically it as far as the two Jeeps. Now we're moving on to the truck, but that's going to be a completely different video because there's so many things that have to happen. Guys, like always, if you've made it this far, big thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and we'll see you next time. Bye.